welcome back to my channel. I hope that you had a very good day, because I'm not sure what time this video is going up, but I hope your day is good or it's going good. Today we are going to have an 18-week update on my pregnancy. If you have not seen the last video that I put up, yes, it's official. I'm 18 weeks pregnant, and today it's going to be pretty much an update up to this point of what's been happening during these past 18 weeks. We're even going to do a belly shot. We'll discuss that as well. So if you're interested in seeing what's been going on in my pregnancy, please keep watching. Alright, so again, if you haven't seen the update, I'm pregnant. The test came back positive, what was it, November? November sounds about right. And so right now we're at 18 weeks. Let me give you a little bit of history on my background before we get into some of the symptoms and things that have been happening during the past 18 weeks. So first, I am what they call advanced maternal age. Isn't that the most amazing title ever? I mean, it just makes you feel so great. In case you didn't know, yes, I'm over the age of 35. As a matter of fact, I turned 36 in August. This August, I'll be 37. So according to, apparently everybody, I'm an old lady. So that's number one. Number two, I have high blood pressure. It's hereditary. I know people will tell you that it's diet and whatnot. Part of it is, but also part of it is hereditary. And let me explain why. When I was younger, like in my 20s, I'm a big girl, and I'll show you pictures if you want. That I used to be a big girl. People call me fat, overweight, obese, whatever. I tipped the scales. The heaviest I ever was 260 pounds. And my blood pressure was high. I mean, like 180 over like 100 and something. Like the doctors used to freak out and think I was having a stroke. And so I had to maintain my blood pressure with medicine. And it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm too young to be on like blood pressure meds. This is, it's not necessarily an old person disease, but I was like, no, I can't do this. So I had gastric bypass. And I will leave a link of my gastric bypass blog down below if you want to check out my journey as I went through gastric bypass. And haven't updated in a while, but I'm going to after this video because being pregnant and having gastric bypass is a whole different thing. Anyways, so I had gastric bypass, and my blood pressure went down for, the whole year after I had gastric. I was not on any meds. I was at a reasonable rate. I was in normal range. Everything was good. And then after that year was up, like literally almost after the year was up of gastric bypass, and I was into my second year, my blood pressure went back up. And I was doing everything I was supposed to do to maintain. I was eating small meals, I wasn't doing sugar, I was eating lean meats, and I was working out like I was supposed to. I think I was doing like 3 times a week, walking and not light cardio, like medium cardio, and some weights and stuff. Excuse me. And my blood pressure was right back where it was before I'd had surgery. Not quite as high as 180, but I think I was at 165. So I went right back on meds. That's the background of my high blood pressure, is that I lost the weight. I lost like 100 pounds, and so I dropped down to 160. And then a year later, I probably eked back up to like 165, where my body kind of settled out and I wasn't like stick thin anymore, and freaking my parents out. But even after that surgery and, the year and everything, I was still had high blood pressure. So that's where we're at. It's kind of hereditary. It's not going anywhere. And I think my body's used to the high blood pressure. I don't have the symptoms that most people do with high blood pressure. I don't have headaches. I don't have like dizziness. I don't, things like that. They don't affect me. Like my body's like, hey, high blood pressure. What's going on? So those are two things that are going on with me, is that I have high blood pressure and I am advanced maternal age, and I've had gastric bypass. So with that said, my weight gain for this pregnancy, according to my OBGYN nurse, is roughly 15 to 20 pounds, because we're not even sure I'm capable of going over and, kind of gaining the weight that women are supposed to gain, like the 25 to 30 pounds, somewhere in there that they want you to gain. We're not even sure that I'm capable of it. And we really don't want to try. So we're sticking between 15 and 20 pounds. So that's my background. I'm on high blood pressure meds. I take fish oil. I take iron. I take vitamin B12. I take a prenatal. I take vitamin D. My mom's yelling at my dog. And I think those are all. And I take fiber gummies for various reasons, which we're going to get into. So those are all the things that I'm taking to help me with this pregnancy, maintain my vitamin levels. Because again, if you've read up on gastric bypass, I'm already vitamin deficient, and then to have another person growing inside of me kind of puts an additional strain on my body. So my vitamin intake is a little more intense than the average pregnant woman. So again, those are my vitals. That's what I'm taking. And now we're going to talk about the symptoms. We're going to talk about the normal, and then we're going to talk about the not so normal. Yeah, we're going to talk about those. So let's see. Again, we're at 18 weeks. The first trimester, I didn't necessarily, I didn't vomit. I was nauseous, but there was no vomiting. It was, when you get, you have that queasy feeling in your stomach and you're just always unsettled, but you don't ever really throw up, like your mouth doesn't water, doesn't do any of that, but your stomach is just queasy all the time. That's where we were at that whole first trimester. I was also excessively tired. Naps were my best friend during the first trimester. It was also extra hard because I was working 2 jobs and I'm in school full time. I'm still in school full time. Excuse me. But that first trimester was really hard on me, and I'm not gonna lie. School kind of took a hit because something had to give, and school was a little bit easier than the jobs and being pregnant. So school did take a hit, but this semester, we're in the second trimester. We should be good, and we are good. So let's see. The nausea, the fatigue, the food aversions. It wasn't really a food aversion. It was more like things just didn't taste right. I would eat something and it would leave this weird aftertaste in my mouth. And so maybe that is a food aversion. I was like, oh God, this does not taste right. And I would try it again because I was like, no, I used to love this. No. So and it's a good thing. Mostly it's like kind of the fried foods, like chips, and not necessarily like tortilla chips, because sometimes those are baked and it doesn't have the same kind of fried taste to it. So like tortilla chips that are unflavored, those are fine. Like Lay's potato chips that are fried, those don't sit well with me. McDonald's, like chicken nuggets and stuff. I used to eat them occasionally, and when you're pregnant, you're kind of like, oh, okay, maybe I could, treat myself. No, there's no such thing. Dairy causes issues, and we'll talk about what the issues are. Dairy causes issues, and it caused issues before. Like I had lactose intolerance and everything, but I was willing to sacrifice. The issues are significantly magnified now, and so sometimes I'm not willing to make that sacrifice anymore for the dairy. I needed the dairy for the baby, but I'm like, I'm just gonna have to take a supplement because this is just not worth it sometimes. No swelling or anything like that. Let's see. Actually, give me a minute. I actually got this idea from Pretty Neat Living. And she started a pregnancy journal, and it's not a hardcore journal where you write down like, dear diary, today and you just, no, it's a little bit more simple than that. And in it, and I got the idea from her, and I got these inserts from Etsy. And I will link the shop below that I got these inserts from, and also where I got the cover from. And so I just kind of put the inserts in. And so the first insert, I'm completely going off topic. I'm sorry. We'll discuss this in a minute. Let's get back to symptoms. Just remind me. So anyways, back to symptoms. So I had the nausea, the fatigue, no swelling. I guess there would be fruit aversions. I just they didn't have a good taste. And the other weird thing is that I don't like the taste of any kind of drink. It's the weirdest thing ever. And what I mean by that is the only thing I drink that tastes good, that does not upset my stomach, it does not make me feel weird, is water. I can't do tea. I didn't really do soda, you know, because of the gastric and the issues it causes with your stomach. So I stopped drinking soda anyway. But I do occasionally have a sip of soda, and Dr. Pepper is the only soda that I do like that does not upset me. Every other soda, if I take a sip, it's just wrong. Again, I don't do milk. And juice is too sugary, again, because of the gastric. But even watered down now, it doesn't taste right. And the baby hates orange juice. I do not understand it, and it upsets me immensely, because I used to drink orange juice, and I just water it down, maybe half and half. But the baby is like, no, Mom, no, we are not doing this. And so even when I drink orange juice, my system is just out of whack for at least an hour. So I don't do orange juice. Literally, the only thing that tastes good is water. I can't even do Mio. Just water. So that was pretty much all of the first trimester and the second trimester so far. Let's go TMI a little bit, because people don't talk about. All right, camera stopped recording. So we were talking about TMI and what people don't discuss. Let's talk about a few things. And it's TMI, so if you don't want to hear it, you can kind of fast forward a little bit, get to the end. First thing is that your system slows down drastically. And I don't mean just a little bit. I mean drastically. Sorry, my mom was again yelling at the dog. My dog, but that's another story. Your system slows down drastically. And I do mean drastically. Before the pregnancy, I used to go to the bathroom like twice, maybe 3 times a day. Let's say twice, because 3 times is if I had, dairy or something. You know what I'm talking about. So, maybe twice a day. Since the pregnancy, I'm lucky if it's every 3 days. And so the doctors are like, oh, take Colace. And I don't have to explain to you what Colace is. And if I do, look it up. Because we're not going to get that intimate. Alright, battery died. We're back. So, we're talking about system slowing down. So the doctors are like, yeah, you should take Colace. I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm already on the blood pressure med, so I'm kind of like, maybe not. So there's that. And then apparently it doesn't happen to all pregnant women. It happens to some pregnant women. And it has a name, starts with a P. If I remember, I'll put it in the description bar below with the description. And it's what it is. It's the excessive production of saliva. I call it extra mucus because that's what it feels like. But they are like excessive thickened saliva. So what that means is it feels like I constantly have some kind of weird sinus infection going on. I can still breathe through my nose, and I don't snore or anything like that. But I'm constantly spitting, and it's like mucus. So we're gonna get gross now. I have a spit cup in the car. And I have a spit cup at home, and I literally will fill up a spit cup a day, and the bottle a day, and it's incredibly upsetting because part of it is that you can't go, and it's hard to do like public events and outings and stuff like that because you're constantly like, hey, excuse me, and spitting, and people are like, oh, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. So I do have the excessive saliva. My batteries keep dying. It's like I can't get one charged. Anyways, back to the excessive saliva. That was pretty much it. Is that I have extra saliva, and so if I don't eat or drink anything other than water, I'm pretty good. I still spit, but it's okay. It's when I eat that things get a little they get a little weird. Especially like dairy, anything dairy. Like if I eat a Hershey's Kiss, it's over. Like, just give me my cup and let me go lay down somewhere, because and it's just one Hershey Kiss. Like if I eat more than one, it's just over for the rest of the day. So that is those are my symptoms. Those are the odd symptoms that I had never really seen people talk about. I know that they happen now, but before, it's just never experienced. Or, people don't ever talk about it as an experience. So I'm here to let you know, as one woman to another, and men, if you're watching, you too, that this may be a symptom that you experience at some point. And as far as the excessive saliva, there's really no cure for it, because I did the research after my doctor gave me the name for it, and I was like, okay, well let me see if there's kind of anything to help with it. Not really. What works for one person doesn't work for another. There's some natural remedies. Again, they work for one person, they don't work for another. What I found works for me is eating Tums, like the chalky Tums. Not the gooey ones that you can chew, not the good ones. The ones that you can get for like 99 cents when you're walking through the register. Those. The chalkiness dries me out enough, and it kind of settles my stomach so that I don't produce even more saliva. And I find that that helps a lot. And I especially eat them during class, because can you imagine how embarrassing it is in class when you like have to run out of the room to go spit up a loogie? Your teachers are not impressed. So I chomp on some Tums, and I get through my hour and 15-minute class, and I run to the bathroom afterwards, and everything is good. The other thing, which is it's common, it happens to almost everybody, is like the frequent urination. No need to explain that. You already know. So those are my symptoms and updates up to the 18 weeks. We're going to talk real briefly about my pregnancy journal. So like I was saying, I got it from Pretty Neat Living. I got the idea. Hers is a little bit more fancy than mine, but it was still the same concept. And so in the beginning, like in the front of it, I did a little washi up here. So in the front of this is basically, I'm hoping you can see that, it's a little graph, like week, what do I call this? It basically is like a weekly organizer. It's Sunday through Wednesday. Up here, this is blank, and you can like write in anything that is extra or anything. And it's undated, so you can date and write the dates in the month in the little circles right here. So like, January 1st and so on. Card was full. All right, like I was saying. So we have the graph. You can put in your dates. The dates and not the days, because the days are already written for you. So that's the first one. And kind of like on Pretty Neat Living, I went through and I set up some kind of basic categories. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty much like hers. So I have, let's see, and I'll probably try to do a close-up later. So I have mood, and then changes, any cravings that I may have, and any symptoms that either are new or different or constantly occurring, anything like that. Let's see. So that's that first one. This is the journaling part, and I find that this is a lot easier than the hardcore journaling. Don't get me wrong, I used to do that all the time, but this is easier. You just kind of write down some short sentences or some keywords. Like for mood, I put I was calm and excited and tired. That kind of gives me a clue of what that day was like. And then the next section is it's blank pages. And so on the blank pages, just kind of like any notes that I may have, where I want to go get maternity clothes from, any nursery themes, where to go for like baby registry or ideas for baby registry. Like right here, I'm designing um, the closet for the baby's room. So things like that. Just notes that I want to jot down while I'm journaling. And then the third book is the monthly planner. So this is an undated and basically unmarked calendar. It's just set up so like a calendar, and then you can go in and put in the days, and then at the top you can put in whatever month and year you're in. And so on this calendar I mark if I haven't, I also mark it in my regular planner, but in this one I mark all baby stuff. So whenever I have like an ultrasound, the week that I'm at, people that I've told, any special baby purchases that I may have bought, things like that. And then the last one is one that I already had. It's not from the same shop as the other ones, and it's just lined paper. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's just there in case I want it for something. I'm not sure. So I usually write in this at night, you know, before bedtime or at a calm moment at nighttime. And it's just something, you know, kind of relaxing. It's a baby brain dump for me. So anything baby related, I'll pull this out, write it down. I do take, if anything weird happens, I do take it with me to the doctor's office. And I'm like, hey, on this day, this happened. And they're like, you know, usually they're like, you know, yeah. And it's like, okay. And you get that pat on the head. So I think that's pretty much it. It's up to 18 weeks. I haven't had any weird food cravings. I've had cravings for food that I already like. Like the first trimester, the whole last month, I wanted like beets on my salad. That's normal. But the craving was intense. Like I was like, no, I must have it. And the Harris Teeter that's like right by my job, they stopped putting beets on the on the salad bar. I was so hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I cried. I was really upset that I could not get beets on my salad. And I ended up having to go to Publix, and that's okay, but there's not one near me, so I had to wait until I got home to get a Publix salad. And I was like, this is just, it's ridiculous. This past couple of weeks, I've had cravings for fruit. I mean, again, the cravings that I have, they're not unhealthy cravings. I'm not like, oh my God, I need ice cream. No, it's like, oh my God, I need fruit. Like I said, this past week or so, I've had some hardcore cravings for fruit. So, you know, pears, not necessarily apples, pears, honeydew, cantaloupe, watermelon, strawberries. You know, I mean, pretty like pineapple, although pineapple leaves a weird taste in my mouth too, so I kind of like avoid that one. But I do still like it, but it's just like way down the list. But yeah, I'm kind of craving like fruits and stuff. I think another significant moment that happened this, which is supposed to happen, is that I felt the baby kick for the first time. And I have to say, baby is very active, especially when I'm like laying on my back. I know, you're gonna tell me not to do it. It happens. But when I'm like laying on my back or my side, I can feel the baby like kicking me like right down in here. So he or she is pretty active. Next week, next Monday, we find out the sex of the baby. Yes, I will let you guys know. And anything else that happens. So that's about it. Oh yeah, baby is the size of a sweet potato. I have this app on my phone. It's Ovia Pregnancy, and it you can pick a theme. And for a hot minute, I had the Parisian bakery theme. So my baby was like a croissant and like a little petite four, and I was like, okay, this is making me hungry. And now it's like fruits and vegetables theme. It still makes me hungry. The other options are like weird but cute animals and games. So I switched it to games, and like, your baby is the size of an Xbox controller. And I was like, no, we're gonna go back to fruits and vegetables. That's fine. So baby is the size of a sweet potato. And one last thing that I did not mention, and that people tell not to tell you or they gloss over it, is your hormones. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a highly unemotional person. If you ask my friends and family, and mostly like, you know, my loved ones and stuff, I'm not the person that you come to for a hug. I'm the person that you come to if you want somebody to beat somebody up. that I'm just not all that affectionate. That's just how I am, and my friends know that. So if you need some tough love, that's who I am. I don't know. It's hard for me to coddle and hug and woo woo woo. But since the pregnancy, that is all I want to do. And I am not feeling it. I cry at ASPCA commercials, and I don't mean like a tear. I mean cry. Like I have to leave the room because I am hysterically crying. The little family commercials at Christmas time where it was like the Macy's Day and she was making wishes for oh my God, I was a mess. Lifetime movies, really Hallmark Channel movies, not Lifetime movies, but Hallmark Channel movies. The hormone is real. It's real. Your emotions are all over the place, and there is literally nothing you can do about it. And I just can't. I just can't. All my people out there who are unaffectionate and unemotional, you will understand how devastating this is for me. I mean, I understand it's okay, you know, I understand why, and it's necessary. That's fine. But I just can't handle it. So, that's pretty much it. That's all the update up to 18 weeks. Everything that's significant that happened, symptoms, weird stuff, things like that. I haven't had any weird vivid dreams yet. They say to expect them, but although I did have that dream where I killed somebody with a hairbrush, we're not going to talk about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it was kind of long, so I'm hoping that you had a snack or a drink or something while you watched this. I hope you stayed through to the end. If not, you know, as far as you made it, and thank you for watching what you did. Of course, you won't get this thing if you didn't make it this far. But whatever, I'm thinking too hard. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it immensely. I hope you don't forget to rate the video, give me a thumbs up. I hope you subscribe for more updates, not just about the baby, but everything, you know, and makeup and fashion and all that wonderful stuff. If you have any comments or suggestions, go ahead and leave them down in the comment box below and I will respond. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a very good day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.